So yeah, that able to change off and down. Now as you can see, I've got to do remove them 10 drive. So anyway, let's get it set. Good morning, you handsome lot. We have got a 2016 Mini Cooper DS. Is that how you say it? Mini Cooper SD? I don't know. We've got an engine management light on, and we're going to be using the Launch Smart Safe DO1 to give this one a little bit of a diagnose. First things first, jump in the car and make sure that the ignition is on, and then we're going to jump around to diagnose, and we're going to go auto detect, and that is going to detect that vehicle. Now once it's loaded up, there is lots of functions you can do with this. This is such a powerful tool, this DO1. We're going to go around to automatically search, and that is going to read now all the modules and stuff on the vehicle. Now once it's loaded up, we now come to the topology, and what we're going to do, top right hand corner, smart scan, and that is going to again go through all them modules and read for the fault codes. And it is fairly quick, to be honest. It's a great tool, these. And there we go. Once we've gone through all their modules, what we're going to do is create a report, and we're going to save it as a pre-repair. That's that report saved. Now once it's finished, what we're going to be doing is jumping into the ECM and reading these fault codes. You're going to have to bear with me with this GoPro because it is not the best at zooming in on screens and stuff. I'm going to have to look into that. Right, let's read the fault codes. Oh god, you've got a few. Air mass, exhaust gas pressure, air intake, air mass, air intake, exhaust back gas pressure, exhaust back pressure sensor before turbocharger. I think I'm going to go when I'm going to go with this one. The upstream pressure sensor pipe is going to be blocked, but because we've got lots of air mass and one thing or another, we're going to be doing a smoke test on it, and what we're going to be using is the Smoke 2. Now with the Smoke 2, you do get an accessory kit, and it comes with all sorts of funky stuff. That is for the BMWs to screw onto the oil filter cap, and you can check all sorts with it. Now this is a brilliant little gadget. The little bladder, put it in the air intake, put it in as far as you can, pump it up so it creates a nice seal, and you can't come out. Now it's switched on and we are producing lots of smokeroonie. I'm going to get it connected, and we're going to leave that now, fill that intake system up, and we're going to have a little look and just double check that we've got no leaks anywhere. If there's smoke coming out of anywhere, we've got a leak and we need to investigate it. After a couple of minutes now, it's safe to say that we've got no leaks because there's no smoke coming from anywhere. Right, let's get this disconnected. Now I'm happy that I've got no air leaks whatsoever, so let's grab the diag, jump in the car, and let's have a little look at some live data. Right, a couple of things that we need to be looking at after live data, and like I said before, this GoPro is really letting me down. We need to be looking at the exhaust gas pressure before the turbine, the engine speed, and the DPF. Now, when the engine's switched off, that exhaust gas pressure should be reading atmospheric pressure, which is about 1,000 millibars. Well, we ain't far off there. Right, let's get the car started and see what's going on. Straight away, we've got the exhaust pressure, diesel particulate filter pressure has risen, so we are happy with that. Engine speed, engine's turning over as it should be. Now, this exhaust gas pressure before the turbo should be mirroring exactly what that one is doing. So let's just back out of that. No, let's just leave it there for a minute. Let's go there. We don't want to be seeing the DPF. Let's get rid of the particulate. Okay, let's put them both in a graph, combine them both. Now that should be now, the blue one is the engine RPM and the orange one is the pressure sensor, and there should be exact mirroring. Well, we're not. So that has led me to believe that that upstream pressure sensor, or the pressure before the turbine, is blocked. Now to get access to the upstream pressure sensor, you have to remove this intake pipe here. But however, when you do, this one here, there is a little corrugated breather pipe that comes off this pipe into the rocker cover, and what happens is after time they go unbelievably brittle and they just snap. There's nothing you can do about it, they're going to snap. So if you ever are doing this job, price one of them up as well. Now we've got the vehicle up in the air, we've removed the belly panel, which is by there. Now we need to get access to this upstream pressure sensor, and it is just behind these couple of plates, these heat shields here, so we need to get them removed. Right, well, there is going to be an OD now. I have got the pipe off, but however, in doing that, the banjo is snapped off in the exhaust manifold. Just get me a little camera now. This is a Teslon camera. It's absolutely brilliant. Look at the quality on it. Right, you can see there's a turbo, the manifold, and that there is where the banjo snapped. So you've got to take that manifold off. A brilliant little camera that is. I'm hoping I can leave the DPF on, pull it back, undo the manifold bolts and the EGR pipes, and hoping nothing else snaps, and we can just undo that clamp down there, leave the turbo there kind of thing, and wiggle the manifold out, hopefully. But well, it's one of them, it happens. Right, well, I've now got the turbo disconnected from the manifold. It is a little bit fiddly, but it's quite straightforward to do. Now I put a few cable ties just around the front panel, just to hold that turbo up and out of the way of the manifold, if you make sense. We'll go underneath now and undo all the manifold bolts. I have already undone the EGR pipe at the top bolt, slacking off the bottom bolt, but I can get it easier to undo it, remove it from the bottom. Right, well, I have now got, let me get my lights on the job, the manifold off. It is now on the bench. Just gonna have a little look. What I'm in the process of doing now is drilling it out. Oh, my light's flat. Oh, my light's flat. Anyway, I'm in the process of getting it drilled out and tapped. Right, progress has been made. We've drilled it and we've also tapped it as well. And it goes in now. The problem that I had with it before, it hadn't snapped because it was tight. It had snapped because it had pulled the threads out, and it is a common thing with them. And everyone I've always done before has always come out nice and easy. But anyway, I could do that all day. That's so satisfying, that is, doing that. Before I put that manifold back on the engine, what I've done, I give it a good cleaning down with some brake and clutch cleaner and give it a blown out. We don't want any of them pieces of metal going into the turbo or falling back into the engine. Right, let's get it on. With a little bit of magic, I've now put that manifold back on and everything's torqued up to spec. Now unfortunately I can't go any further with the manifold side of things because I'm waiting for a couple of gaskets to come from BMW, which are arriving tomorrow. That's the oil return. That one is between the turbo and the manifold, and that one's between the turbo and the DPF. But however, now we can get round to the part that has failed or blocked up, which is this upstream pipe. Now how we're going to be doing it is a little bit of an airline. As you can see, if I pull the trigger now, we've got no air coming through there whatsoever, so we're just going to get some heat on it. Right, let's get a little bit of fire on the burn. Literally. It's only blocked by about here. Gets me every time. Did you see that? What? Right, well, my parts have now turned up for this little Mini. While I've been waiting, I've done quite a few of the jobs and a little timing belt on that little Nissan Qashqai there, 1500 DCI. Right, all the bits have come. I'll just flip it around now and show you. That is that little corrugated pipe, oil return gasket. That's a new little crush ring between the turbo and the manifold. And where's it gone? That's the bad boy that I need. That banjo bolt. Right, let's get it all fitted. Right, well, I don't know whether you lot are going to make it out or not. I put the new banjo and the pressure pipe back on. We put the turbo back onto the manifold. I thought that little ring was a little bit fiddly. I've now just got to put the brand new gasket on the oil field again, on the oil return should I say. Again, that is right fiddly up there. Now this is going to sound daft to you. I've struggled getting that little gasket up there. So what I've done, tiny little bit of Vaseline on the flange of the gasket just to keep it in place so I can offer it up and put the bolt in. That is so fiddly, especially when your hands are like this and they've got to go up there and like double, triple jointed. Oh, it's hard. But things you need to do. Right, after not so many swear words, we've now got it all back together. I'm not going to bore you with what I'm going to do next. There's all the heat shields and stuff. That's just basic stuff, that is. I'm going to chuck these on now, and then 4 o'clock, I don't know, we might get it done. We'll see. Right, well, we've plodded on now. We've got it all back together, and as you can hear, the car is running. So we're just going to jump onto some live data now. Just wake the screen up for you to see. It's not the best. Can I do it inside the car? Give you a better view of it. If I just jump on the throttle now, you should see that that blue and orange line will match each other. Beautiful. Right, well, I can't really go any further on this car tonight now because it is, hang on, 10 to 5 to 5, and I only work till 5 on a Friday. But I'm going to come in the morning, I'm going to put the car, all the trims and that back together, the belly pan, and while it's running, we're going to be checking for leaks, especially around that turbo oil return pipe. And then I'm fairly confident that one pipe blocked has fixed a lot of the other faults, if that makes sense. So I won't know until I take it down the road for a damn good test drive. But anyway, hope you all enjoy our Friday night, and I'll see you in the morning. Right, well, it is Saturday morning and I've been in since just before 8 o'clock. Now, I've got the car back together and I've taken it out for a good 20-25 minute test drive. The car's driving perfect. It's responsive. I think personally it's got a little bit more performance, and the throttle response is so much crisper. No doubt the customer's probably going to notice the fuel economy going up slightly. Now, I've got no fault codes whatsoever. The customer's going to have this back and use it themselves and make sure that none of the other fault codes do come back. I can't do no more than what I've done. Fitted the part, cleaned the upstream pressure pipe. All the lights are off. I've got no fault codes that are coming back after a good 10-mile test drive, should I say. But yeah, other than that snap banjo bolts, yeah, we've got it done. But yeah, anyway, hope you all have a good weekend. Let's get it sent.